Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Thaufik Rizaldi. I'm bachelor student for Department Information System Win Sultan Syarif Qasim Riau, Indonesia, and also junior research student Palso Research Data Technology Research Group. Today, I would like to represent this paper as the fourth officer, and in this opportunity, I'm very happy. I would like to present our research about the comparison of DBSCAN and PCA-DBSCAN algorithm for grouping earthquake area. This is the main point that will be explained in this presentation. The first is the background, which contains the reason why we carry out this research and what the motivation or idea we doing this research. The second is about the methodology, which contain what the methodology we using to do this research. And the third is about result and analyze, which contain result of the comparison, our experiment and mapping analyze. The fourth is final or conclusion. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, at first I would like to present about the background. And in this picture shows about the Indonesia meeting point of the three active tectonic. According to the MFWADI on the 2021, geologically the territory of Indonesia is a meeting point of the three active tectonic plates, namely the Indo-Australian plates in the south and the Eurasian plate in the north and the Pacific plate in the east. Geographical phenomena like this cause the three plates move and collicate with each other, so that the Indo-Australian plate dips beneath and the Eurasian plate. And earthquake, volcanic pathway, and fault was happening. So we are knowing about earthquake is the natural disaster that cannot be avoided or prevented, but consequences can be minimized. With the knowing spread area of the earthquake, people can minimize or building something earthquake resistant based on the spread area data. Which one the technique in the data science could solve the grouping problem is the clustering. Before I have explained it related to the phenomenon of the earthquake, and now I will explain in the term of the using the models. The according C. Kondal Raj et al. 2017 doing study which compared clustering algorithm K-mean algorithm, K-meduit and DBSCAN, with resulted the efficiency of the DBSCAN algorithm is better than K-mean and K-meduit. The main problem of the research is when the DBSCAN have very large feature when that evaluates it here. According KVJ et al. 2015, the most optimal technique in the performing data reduction is by applying principal component analysis or PCA. And also another research, Mustakim in the 2017, PCA is the able initial central problem in the clustering. This is our research methodology, starting from the collecting data that we got from the government agency, namely the Meteorology, Climatology and Geophysics Agency, or this is called BMKG Indonesia, and then the process of preprocessing and experimental data. The first experiment, we used the residual DBSCAN model, and the second experiment used PCR for dimension reduction, which will be implemented in the DBSCAN algorithm. And we use silhouette index or SI for cluster validity to find the best model of this research. This is the data set that we use. We get this data as we mentioned above, and we have to normalize this data using the min-max normalization methods. This is the result of the DBSCAN experiment using without using BCA dimension reduction, and the resultant we use EPS parameter in between 1.7 to 1.8 and min PTS of 5 until 10, and this experiment results in the sixth experiment in the 54th cluster being in the best experiment in this experiment. This experiment also produce a combination of parameter 1.7 and mean PTS10 with the silhouette index value 1.15. This is the result of the DBSCAN experiment using PCA as a dimension reduction, successfully reducing 12 attributes to 6 attributes. This experiment resulted in the combination of parameter 1.7 and mean PTS10 with the silhouette index value of the 1.41 is the best in this experiment. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, and this is text we can make conclusion based on the two experiment above that DBSCAN with the PCA as dimension reduction is best model for the research with 1.41 the number of the SI with the combination 1.7 for APS parameter and 5 mean PTS parameter. The comparison is also known that DBSCAN using PCA can reduce noise significantly, and why? You can see that diagram beside shows DBSCAN with the PCA results at 1,235. Beside DBSCAN without PCA have the huge noise is the 23,039. Ladies and gentlemen, you can see the following. The picture in here shows that the mapping of the earthquake in Indonesia on the searches based on the cluster results of the area. The most frequent earthquake are Minahasa Peninsula and the northern Sumatra Minahasa Peninsula. There is several active volcanoes and volcanoes that become earthquake prone area. Based on the result of the clustering, it was known and validated that the highest depth and magnitude where is the clustering 19 and 70 with the 572.75 kilometer and 4.89 is all respectively. And this is the result of this research. Based on the result of the research above, it can be concluded the best cluster result were obtained using PCA for dimension reduction on data before grouping, where number of the visual index obtained was 0.41 with the number of the cluster formed where 20 cluster. And based on the result of the clustering, it was known and validated that the highest depth and magnitude were in the clustering 19 and 15 with the 552.75 kilometer and 4.89 is all respectively. Okay, this is the reference we use for this research. Thank you for your patient listening, and thank you for Puzzle Research Data Technology for give me this opportunity. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.